So we are in, guys, and I took the liberty of laying out my chords already. So what I did was I went to Captain Play and I laid out my chords. So I laid out the chords, and this is how the chords look, guys. After I laid them out, let me show you what they look like. This is basically how it looks, and let me play it so you can hear what we're working with. This is what we're working with. All right. Now, and I have the BPM at 80 BPM. You know the BPM, guys. Nothing too crazy. My 80s BPM. Second step is to find said percussion loop. Now, let's go. So I'm going to go to sounds, I'm going to go to percussion loops. I have it open because I'm trying to find one. Definitely not you. Definitely not you. Not you. Not you. Yeah. All right. So I grabbed the percussion, and the percussion loop is from Splice, guys. So if you want this percussion loop, go grab it. Go grab it. So what I'm gonna do is, since the loop is originally at 75 BPM, I'm gonna go to stretch, and I'm just gonna pull the time down so it can match my 80 BPM. That's pretty much it. And I'm gonna hit the pitch down to like, I think of 45 to 46%. And I'm gonna send it to 4. And before I play both of them, let me just go and grab my bass, because bass is pretty much simple. For me, my bass is pretty much simple, guys. I'm using the upright bass. Since I said send the bass to 6. Let's paste. Let's go over the piano roll. Let's cut that out. Let's cut that out. Let's cut that out. Let's cut that out. I'm leaving C5 to C5. Yeah, I'm leaving C5 to C5. I'm gonna tuck it. And so, off the back, this is what we got. Good, right? I know. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna layer the piano. We're gonna layer the Rhodes. I always try to layer it with like something not too noticeable but noticeable. So for this one, we're going with sheet music from Helion, and Helion's my go-to from when I'm making these. I'm just gonna paste, and I'm going to route this to 1. And I'm just gonna bring it down subtly. And in order to strum these, what I did was went over it, I highlighted everything, and I did Alt S. Alt S is what changes the strum actions, guys. But it's already been strummed, so it's not gonna do it again. So now good. I hear the bass giving me a thump. I'm gonna put my usual, my EQ on it so it could blend in. But I like how the bass is moving. Now, what I do need to find is what is gonna be our melody take, right? So I'm gonna go to Omnisphere, and I'm just gonna find some. Can I find speech or something? We want speech, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see if this speech can give me some flavor. Like, I just need flavor. For that one, guys, I'm not liking that. So I'm gonna go and find my bell. So, and we're going down. It's time to find our bell. Found my bells, guys, and this is the bell that I went with. I'm going with Her Simple Dreams, and what I did was I took off Dream Piano. I might bring Dream Piano down. I'm bringing Dream Piano down, and I'm bringing the cutoff to like beautiful. And let's just roll. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. All right, let's create this latest melody out, guys. Let's lay this melody out. 3, go. All right, let's see how it came out. Because sometimes it doesn't record that well, but I'm pretty sure this time it recorded that well. But first, let me control and save because FL does like to stick up. It's good. We're missing something though. Like, this has to slide over a little bit more. This slides over as well. That's good. That's good. Just pull this back. Everything does not need to be on grid. And there has to be a reason to why. There we go. I'm going to come down here too as well. And I'm going to cut it as well. Even though I could have copied and pasted the one that I just cut. But let's do it the good old manual way. Shall we? So if that's stringed out, then that means this still has a string on it that I just did not cut right. So let's cut it right, shall we? And this with the percussion, this is what we got. So if you ask me, guys, we're doing good. We're doing good so far, guys. We are doing good so far. Let's pull this back. Don't want it to be on grid, right? We don't want it to be too on grid. Now that we have the melody there, and we have the chords, and we have the bass, I am looking for the second sound, which I do believe is going to be a vocal. But I got to find said vocal or said speech. So give your boy a second, and you know I'm gonna find this vocal, guys. I'm gonna find this vocal. All right, guys. So I got the vocal that I wanted, and this is how it sounds. Just subtle, right? Now I do want just like one more little sound, just for the beat. Sometimes you gotta get greedy. Sometimes you gotta get greedy. Sometimes you gotta get greedy. Sound effects. No. Nah, not that crazy. Just subtle. It's just subtle, and I'm sending it to 3. So, guys, you do know what time it is. It is time for your guy Zephy, which is I, to mix it down. So I'm gonna mix it down and I'm gonna send it back so we can attack it with the drums. You know how it goes, ground team. So check me back in a Second. Okay, we are back, guys. We are back, ground team. We are back. So, you know how I do it. I gotta show you guys what I got on the chords. So on the chords off the back, you know what I do? I crush the lows because I don't want it to interfere with the bass. Got that right? So now we go on the RC20 and it's the regular vinyl one, nothing too crazy. Bring down the wobble a little bit, touched up the noise a little bit by bringing the dial down, and touched distortion down by dialing it down just a little bit. And you see it's at 1.4 in the fader. Now we go over to the bells, and the bells have your typical cutting out of some of the lows, your typical cutting out of some of the highs, not too much of the highs, trying to make it mid-range prevalent. Prevalent. That's pretty much it. Trying to make it more mid-range focused. And one of my go-to reverbs is on it as well. You see how it goes. And then I hit it with Echo Boy Jr. just to give it a little bit of flair. I won't say ping pong mode because I'm not too crazy with ping pong mode. And then for my third sound, which is the random sound from PS20 and the vocal from Output. This is what I got. I use F6 because I wanted to give it that little. It's just a subtle difference. And that's all I wanted. I just wanted a subtle difference of warmth. That's it. And that's what F6 to me can bring. It brings just a small amount of warmth. A subtle difference. It's not that crazy unless you really recognize it. And I hit it with Fruity Reverb. And that's it. I also get it with Ozone Imager, but I'm going to turn it back on. Just to spread it out a little bit. And I turn PS20. You see this dial right here? I turn PS20 a little bit to the left. That's it. And with all of that, this is what we get without the drums. So I said we're making an East Coast beat. Alright, guys. Drums time. Alright. So for the drums now, what you don't want to do is overlay your hi-hat with the percussion loop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to drums from the crypt. I'm going to go to one shots. I'm going to go to hi-hats. And I'm going to go to... Yeah. I'm going to go to Scully. I'm going to paste it. I'm going to just drop it right in there. Set it to 5. Go to piano roll. You know how we do it. We dance with it. Leave that there. Dance with it. Let's go. Left, right. Don't step on no one's foot. There we go. So. Come to the shift tool. Shift that. Nothing else. I do need to crush it down a little bit. So. Now for the snare, I do want to hit it with a rim shot. So I'm going to hit the snare with a rim shot. And it's 2 rim shots that I want to put in this beat. Right there. But first, even though you just saw me do that, I'm going to cut it. Even though I put copy. And I'm going to go to piano roll because I do want to move every other rim shot around. Just for the point of creating a little bit of a difference. A small difference. So... let's get to nudging. So I'm going to nudge this one slightly. I'm going to nudge this one slightly up. Bring this over. And I'm nudging this slightly over there. And I'm nudging this slightly over here. And what we get after we copy and we paste, and I'm going to send it to 9, is... Yep. Beautiful. First, of course, I'm going and I'm gonna hit this with the parametric. I'm gonna hit a low pass, 2 steep band, come over, cut a little bit more like that. Come over, hit some reverb, make it sound a little bit, you know, spacey. And what do we get? Sounds good so far. Now let's see how it sounds with the percussion loop. We're doing good so far, guys, and you know the final touch has to be the kick. That's my imitation of like a kick drum. I know. It could be that. That's the kick you want.